Scouting groups who wish to track Scout accounts in MoneyMinder can do so using the contacts page in your MoneyMinder account. Your first step will be to add all of your Scouts as contacts. You can do this manually by going into the contacts page in your account and clicking the Add Contacts button, or we can upload them for you using our contact upload template. This template can be sent to you upon request. For your first year using MoneyMinder, you'll need to manually add your Scouts starting balances for the year one at a time. In future years, those balances can be carried over when you're setting up your new financial year, but to start, you'll need to add them. A couple of terms to be familiar with as we talk about contacts and Scout accounts in MoneyMinder are activity accounts and obligations. When we talk about activity accounts, that's our way of grouping types of charges and payments together so that you can keep a running balance. We have a few different types of activity account options in our activity setup, but for Scout accounts, you'll want to stick with using member activity. Obligations are the different charges that you want to apply to your contacts throughout the year. Basically, these are the itemized details that you'll want to show up on a contact statement. So any Scout who has a credit balance at the start of the year should have that balance added as an amount paid in advance or credit in member activity. Scouts who begin the year owing an amount from the prior year should start the year with an owed by contact balance in member activity. Let's walk through how to set that up. When your contacts are loaded, you can set up activity accounts either by individual Scout or in bulk for all of your Scouts using the bulk activity account setup feature. That's under the Tools menu here, bulk activity account setup. I've done that for the accounts that I've added already. But let's add a new contact so we can see what that will look like. I'll click Add Contact and add a little bit of information about our new Scout. And you see when I add the new contact, that new Scout shows up with the option to add activity accounts. The first option helps you walk through what you're going to use the account for, asking you several questions to help you choose the right type of activity account. But as I said, we want member activity for this. So we're going to click Add Activity Account. And here you see those different options for activity accounts that I mentioned. Member activity is selected, so I'm going to leave that, and I'm going to hit Save. Now my new Scout also has member activity, as do my other Scouts. To add the Scout's starting balance to their account, I'm going to click on the member activity link. And you see there's no starting balance here currently. So I'm going to click Edit by the member activity line. My member activity account setup comes up again. And down in the bottom, I have the option to enter the paid in advance or credit or the owed by contact balance. My new Scout is going to come into the year with a $50 credit. So I've added that here. One thing to keep in mind is that if your Scout is starting with a negative balance, something they owe from last year, there's no need to put a negative sign in this box. The system knows how to apply it. So I'll hit Save. And now the starting balance shows up for my new Scout. There's no activity on here yet, so it's hard to see exactly how that will be applied. So let's look at one of our Scouts who does have some activity. Ezra, for example. To see his member activity, I'm going to click on the member activity link, and you'll see that Ezra started the year with a $225 credit balance. Throughout the year, monthly dues charges have been applied, and his family paid the first few, deciding to hang on to his credit balance, basically. So if you have families who decide they don't want to use their Scout account balance for dues, they're saving it for something else, as you apply payments, that credit balance will just be carried forward. At the end of the year, their total charges will be added up, as will their payments and any starting balance they had. And then the net will be either what they owe at the end of the year or will become their new credit balance for next year. When you set up your next financial year, you'll be given the option to carry over your contacts and carry over any ending balances that the contacts have.